My name is Simon and welcome to my humble garage. If you are just a little bit like me, I'm quite sure that you have already considered buying an oscilloscope. There is no doubt about it or beating around the bush. The oscilloscope is definitely the equipment for your DIY garage, which will make you feel most like a pro. Watching the waveforms, connecting the probes and all that, it's just a great feeling. And if you have been considering buying an oscilloscope, most likely you have already been looking at Pico, and because they are very big in the business of automotive oscilloscopes, and I haven't tried them yet, so I cannot say anything about them. But what I can say is that I have bought an oscilloscope from a competitive brand called Ditex, and it is a similar scope, you could say. It looks like this. And Ditex are making products for the automotive industry. And in my opinion, they have one of the best websites if you're looking into learning how to do diagnostics or measuring on sensors, actuators, not only with oscilloscopes, but also how to measure with how they work, how they function, and measure with a voltage meter as well. I've been using that website quite a lot actually, and when I heard they have made an oscilloscope also for automotive business, it was actually quite easy for me to go in with them. And lately I've been having to spend some time with it in my garage, testing it, and I think I just want to show you a little bit what it's all about. For the purpose, since I don't have a car right now in my garage, and I actually like it because I would need to start it up, and it's actually much easier for me not having a car to send a signal to it. So I'm using a signal generator, which actually also is an oscilloscope from Handtech, a handheld one. And so why did I buy another one, you could ask, and I'll just give you that in 2 seconds. The Handtech is very easy, it's portable, easy to connect. That's the advantage with this one. But the reason that I wanted another one with a laptop connection was that the screen, if you're looking at a CAN bus signal and you want to analyze the waveform, it can be pretty difficult simply because the screen is not that big, so that's all. But after have been tried the Ditex oscilloscope, another thing has popped into my mind, and that is it's much more intuitive and easy to use. I'm not used to working with oscilloscopes. I'm not an electronic engineer, so I don't have a background for that. So in my opinion, it was important for me that it was easy to use. And actually the Handtech, which is here, it was quite difficult to learn anyway for me. But the Ditex is so easy. Let me just move on my camera to the screen and I'll give you a grand tour. Come on. Yes, so as I said, right now I'm just using a signal generator to send out this signal. Let's just play with it and say we are looking at a crankshaft inductive sensor. It could look like this signal. So when you start it up, you have connected it, and it needs to be connected to your battery on the car. So, and that's basically it. A little more wires to connect, but then that's it. It opens up, and we have, right now we are in the lab scope session, and we can go to this one, which I'll show afterwards. It's the automotive. So the lab scope is pretty much like any other scope. So right now, let's make this signal fit our screen. So first we will be looking at the frequency, changing the time basically. And it's very easy, we do that over here. Let's just increase the time a little bit. All right, I think we can work with this. And then let's change the voltage, the Y. And you can see it's very easy. We can just click right here as well. And let's reduce the time a little bit. So now we have a good waveform to analyze. What we have over here in this corner are the 4 channels. And right now you can see it's only channel A that I'm using. I only have one signal generator. So if Yeah, you could connect 3 other channels. And what is a channel? It's basically if you want to measure on 4 sensors simultaneously, each sensor will require a channel. And the kit, even though it is the basic, it comes with wires for each channel. So this is basically on the lab scope, and you can see it's very easy to use, not too much to choose from, and I actually like it like that. So you can change the slope of the trigger, and it's not really something that you'll be playing around with, I think. So, and this is what makes it an automotive oscilloscope. So what it does is basically it takes the same signal, you can see nothing changed about that. However, it makes it easier for us as users, because we could say now we're looking at a crankshaft position sensor. I'm going to press sensor, and then there's a drop-down menu right here. Crankshaft position inductive sensor. I'm going to press that. And suddenly we have it right here. And the voltage right now doesn't really fit to my signal, but that's because it's not a real crankshaft sensor. So, but anyway, it's pretty easy still. It's the same principle right now. We can just scroll it up here. If we were looking at this crankshaft sensor and we would do a measurement with the camshaft as well to see if the chain or timing chain would have stretched. Basically what we can do is turn on an angle right here, and you can see this is 0 degrees, 180 degrees, 360, 540 and 720. And this could be the top dead center that we have at 0 here, and you can see I can just drag it. So this I can make it fit the missing tooth, which would indicate this is top dead center. What we have here is a yellow cursor as well that I can drag around with, and I can measure any particular point. And what we have here is a secondary cursor, and what you can see is that it shows not only what angle or degree that I'm looking at, 297 it says, but also the delta, which is the difference between this cursor and this one. So if you want to analyze a waveform, let's say you're trying to identify whether an engine has stretched the camshaft chain, you can actually go count between the signals, and you can use it for that purpose. And you can see from the drop-down menu, there is a lot to choose from. And basically what it does, it doesn't change the oscilloscope as such. It only changes or adds the channel which are needed, or change the voltage and frequency so it fits your signal immediately. And I'll give you an example. So when we're looking at the ignition, and if an ignition coil, we have a very high voltage on the secondary coil. We can take, it's going to be, sorry I said something wrong. Let's look at the primary voltage and amp as well. So right now here, it immediately changed the voltage. It can go up to 400 volts, and the amp also, because here we are doing voltage versus amps. And this is basically what it does. It simply just adjusts the two scales, X and Y axis, to fit your sensor. If it's a CAN bus signal, we have it right here. We have the CAN bus high-low. You can see it open 2 channels as well, channel B and channel A, and it has adjusted it already. So let's just go back to the sensor. We can say this is an ABS analog sensor. It fits the signal from the signal generator, or barely. And what we can do here, we also have a time scale we can turn on so we can see milliseconds. And we have the other one here. So if you're looking into a certain position on the waveform, how many milliseconds are we talking about? You can easily identify it here as well. So there you have it. That's basically it. You see, it's the Grand Tour was actually pretty short, and I like it that way. It means it's a very simple product. There's no more than actually needs to be, and I like it a lot. The handtag, there's way more than you need as an average DIY in a garage. The Ditex ETER scope, it's called, like this. You can of course upgrade it with pressure transducers and some other equipment also, which can make it suit your needs even more. So thumbs up, I think. Yeah, it's a great product, and if you have never worked with oscilloscopes before, it's so easy to use, you'll get the hang of it immediately. All right, I hope you enjoyed this review. Stay safe and take care. Bye bye.